I want you to picture this. It's a quiet morning. You wake up not because of the birds chirping, but because it's the third time you've had to get up and go to the bathroom during the night. The stream is weak, it stops and starts. And even after you're done, something still feels off. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you wonder, is something going on with my prostate? Or is this just part getting older? Have you ever felt that way? If you have, you're not alone. My name is Dr. Thomas Blake. I'm a geriatric physician with over 20 years of experience working with men over 50. Men who've begun to realize that aging isn't just about gray hair. It changes your body in quiet, gradual ways. And what I've learned over all those years is this. Our health doesn't decline overnight. It fades little by little. But the good news? Improving your health doesn't have to be dramatic either. Sometimes it starts with something as simple as a piece of fruit. Sounds odd, right? But it's true. A fruit you've probably picked up a dozen times for your wife, tossed into the grocery cart without a second thought. That same fruit could actually help reduce prostate inflammation, calm your body, improve your sleep, and in some cases, even help you feel more confident in your own skin. I remember one of my patients, Richard, 67 years old, told me, "Doc, I've eaten tomatoes my whole life. I never imagined they could work better than supplements." I smiled and said, "Exactly. Sometimes what we need the most is already in our kitchen. We just haven't seen it yet." Today, I want to share with you 7 simple, everyday fruits, easy to find, easy to eat, but incredibly powerful when it comes to supporting your prostate, especially for men over 50. This isn't some miracle cure. It's just real science paired with the real stories of thousands of men I've cared for over the years. If you've ever lost sleep from getting up to pee, if you felt like your body just isn't running smooth like it used to, then maybe, just maybe, it's time for a different approach. Something more natural, more gentle, and a whole lot smarter. And if you're on this journey of staying healthy after 60, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell. Because every week, I'll be sharing simple tips that can make a world of difference. And if you believe, like I do, that true health begins with small, daily choices, leave a comment below with the word prostate. I read every single one. I want you to picture this. You're sitting in your familiar kitchen, with soft morning light spilling through the window. On the table, there's a ripe red tomato, something you've seen so many times, it barely registers anymore. But what you might not know is, inside that simple tomato lies one of the most powerful natural compounds for protecting your prostate. The very same prostate that's been waking countless men over 50 in the middle of the night, with discomfort and sometimes even worry. My name is Dr. Thomas Blake. I'm a geriatric specialist. And after more than 2 decades working with men over the age of 50, I've come to see one thing very clearly. The simplest solutions are often the most overlooked, and tomatoes are one of them. One of my patients, Mr. Richard, 68 years old, once told me after an appointment, "I've eaten tomatoes all my life, but I never knew they might actually keep me off medication." I smiled and replied, "Not every solution comes with prescription. Some of them are sitting right there on your plate." Tomatoes are rich in lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that helps reduce inflammation and protect prostate cells from damage. What's fascinating is that lycopene is absorbed even better when the tomatoes are cooked, in sauces, soups, or even your favorite stews. And it's not just lycopene. Tomatoes also contain vitamin C, vitamin K, and potassium, nutrients that support your immune system, regulate blood pressure, and help keep your bones strong as age begins to chip away at your flexibility and strength. Now, I'm not saying tomatoes are some kind of magic cure, but I do believe this. Making the right food choices every day is a quiet form of self-care. Not rushed, not flashy, but steady and effective. So next time you slice a tomato for dinner, remember this. You're not just cooking a meal. You're making a small, meaningful investment in your future health, in the gentlest, most natural way possible. I want you to try and remember something. When was the last time you had a piece of pineapple? Maybe it was a juicy slice at a summer barbecue or a thin topping on that hot pizza your grandkid just ordered. Most of us eat pineapple just because it's sweet refreshing, and full of flavor. But very few people know that behind that sweetness hides a truly special gift for the body, especially after 50. Over the past 2 decades, I've walked alongside many men as they enter a phase of life where the body simply isn't what it used to be. And one of the most common things I see at this age? Low-grade inflammation, quiet but constant. It often lingers in the prostate, the digestive system, and the joints. It's not always painful, but it wears you down, slowly making you feel tired and uncomfortable. One of my patients, Frank, once asked me, "Is there a natural way to reduce inflammation, doctor? Something besides staying on meds forever?" I told him, absolutely. Let's start with your fruit plate. And I brought up pineapple. Pineapple contains bromelain, a natural enzyme that's incredibly effective at fighting inflammation. What's remarkable is that bromelain doesn't just calm inflammation in the prostate. It also supports digestion, boosts the immune system, and helps the body tackle those hidden inflammatory responses we often don't even notice until they've taken a toll. Beyond bromelain, pineapple is packed with vitamin C, manganese, and plant-based antioxidants, nutrients that strengthen connective tissue, improve circulation, and help fight off free radicals, which are those silent troublemakers that speed up aging. I often suggest patients enjoy fresh pineapple or juice it. Some even try grilling it, tossing it into salads, or adding it to roasted dishes. And they realize pineapple doesn't just taste good. It actually soothes the body after a heavy meal. Have you ever thought a humble fruit could do all that? We may not be able to control aging entirely, but we can choose how we live with it, with knowledge and with better choices. And sometimes that choice begins with a single slice of pineapple. Have you ever noticed that sometimes the smallest things carry the greatest power? Take a blueberry, for example, no bigger than the tip of your finger. But don't let its size fool you. Inside, it holds a remarkable natural defense system, something your body, especially after 50, truly needs. I remember during a health consultation, a man in his early 60s once told me, "Doctor, I feel like I'm slowing down, not just physically, but mentally too." I asked him, "Are you sleeping deeply? Do you feel tired after meals? Any discomfort in your lower abdomen? Or do you wake up to urinate more often at night?" He nodded. Then I asked, "Do you eat any berries?" He chuckled. "I always thought that stuff was for kids." But the truth is, blueberries are one of the quietest allies of the prostate. They're rich in anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that help protect cells from damage, especially in sensitive areas like the prostate. And that's important, because as we age, stress, time, and a sedentary lifestyle can slowly trigger inflammation or cellular breakdown there, even before we feel anything wrong. But blueberries do more than just guard the prostate. They help with blood circulation, hormonal balance, digestion, and immunity, all areas that tend to decline as we grow older. And the best part? They don't require you to change your whole diet. Just add a handful to your breakfast, in your smoothie, yogurt, or cereal, and your body starts reaping the benefits. I know, once you hit a certain age, it's easy to be skeptical of anything that sounds too simple. But I believe taking care of your health doesn't have to be complicated. It just needs to be consistent, informed, and intentional, even if it starts with the tiniest step. So if you're in that stage of life where every meal, every restful night feels more valuable than ever, then one blueberry a day might just be the gentle shift your body's been waiting for, one you never saw coming. I want you to picture this. It's a summer afternoon. The sun's gentle. You're sitting under the shade of a tree, and you take a bite of cold watermelon. That feeling, sweet, refreshing, almost like it's soothing your whole body. But here's something you may not have thought about. Watermelon doesn't just quench your thirst. It quietly protects your prostate from the inside. I once had a patient, a calm, soft-spoken man in his 60s. He struggled with frequent nighttime urination and often felt a dull discomfort in his lower abdomen. After a checkup, I asked him, "How's your diet these days?" He said, "Same as always, just don't really have an appetite like I used to." So I suggested something simple. Just one slice of watermelon a day. Because watermelon is rich in lycopene, a powerful natural antioxidant. Plenty of research has shown that lycopene can help reduce inflammation and protect the prostate from oxidative stress, a quiet but steady force behind enlargement and declining function as we age. And because watermelon is mostly water, it does more than cool you down. It helps flush out toxins gently through the urinary system, which can make a big difference for anyone dealing with urinary hesitancy, irritation, or that constant hot feeling inside. But it doesn't stop there. Watermelon also contains vitamins A and C, two essentials for strengthening immunity, repairing tissues, and boosting overall health, especially as the body naturally begins to slow down. Some people said to me, "But doctor, watermelon doesn't seem all that special." And I often reply, sometimes the most familiar things are exactly what your body has been asking for. We just haven't looked at them the right way. Have you ever felt that? Like your body's been quietly trying to tell you something, but you just weren't listening? If so, maybe today is the day to start. Start small, with just a piece of watermelon. No fancy routines, no complicated diets. Just consistency and an understanding that every small choice you make each day holds value. Just picture this: a peaceful morning. You open the fridge, slice open a small kiwi. That vibrant green color appears, with tiny black seeds scattered like a miniature universe of nature. The taste, slightly tart, subtly sweet, but behind that flavor is a fruit quietly working as a gatekeeper for your immune system and your prostate. Most people still think of kiwi as just a fancy garnish. But to me, it's one of the most valuable fruits a man in midlife can eat every single day. I remember a patient named Carl, 63 years old. Big guy, strong build, but he often felt bloated, had trouble digesting food, and occasionally had to get up at night to urinate without knowing why. When I asked about his diet, he admitted he rarely ate fruit, said it didn't fill him up, and felt like something for women or kids. I smiled and said, maybe it's time to start seeing fruit as part of your health plan, not just a snack. With kiwi, the most remarkable thing is its incredibly high level of vitamin C and antioxidants, powerful allies in fighting inflammation throughout the body, including the kind that quietly lingers in the prostate. And that's something men over 50 deal with more often than they realize. But it doesn't stop there. Kiwi is packed with fiber, which helps digestion and supports gut health, something most people don't connect to prostate. But in reality, gut health and immune function are deeply linked. And this balance, that's your natural shield, the frontline defense against premature aging in your organs. The story kiwi tells isn't about miracles overnight. It's about consistency. You can eat it raw, toss in a salad, blend it into a smoothie, or just mix it with a little yogurt in the morning. Simple choices done right and done regularly can make a real difference. Have you ever felt like your health was slipping, even though nothing felt seriously wrong? If so, maybe it's time to start with the little things. A kiwi won't fix everything, but it might be your first step toward a stronger, more balanced body. And then it's a late afternoon. You're sitting out on the porch, a soft breeze brushing across your shoulders. In front of you is a bunch of juicy, purple grapes. You pick one up, pop it in your mouth. Sweet, cool, refreshing. And in that moment, you probably have no idea. You just gave your body one of the most powerful anti-aging compounds nature has ever created. Someone once asked me, "Doctor, does the prostate really age over time?" I smiled and replied, "Not only does it age, it quietly takes damage every single day if we don't pay attention." Then I told him about resveratrol, a compound found in the skin of purple grapes, often called the silent protector of prostate cells. One of my patients once shared that he'd been feeling slower, tired more easily, and didn't feel the same excitement for things he used to love. His tests revealed early signs of prostate inflammation. We didn't just reach for medication. We made lifestyle changes. And one of the simplest, most effective changes was adding purple grapes to his daily diet. Resveratrol doesn't just fight damage from free radicals. It also helps balance male hormones, improves circulation, and slows down the aging of prostate cells, something many men over 50 start experiencing without even realizing it. I know some people are cautious about fruit, worried about sugar, but grapes, when eaten in moderation, especially organic ones with the skin on or unsweetened raisins, can be incredibly beneficial. You can juice them in the morning or have them as a light dessert after dinner. It's simple, natural, but it makes a difference over time. Have you ever felt like your body was trying to tell you something, but you kept putting off the changes? Some things take time, but some things, like eating a handful of grapes a day, might be just enough to slow down what's quietly happening inside you, because your prostate, just like you, deserves care before it needs a cure. One afternoon, you're sitting in the kitchen, holding a ripe pomegranate in your hand. You slice it open, and those ruby red seeds start to reveal themselves, glistening, fresh, as if whispering, "Pick me, I can help you more than you think." Pomegranate is one of those fruits we often overlook. It feels like a hassle to eat, and the taste might be unfamiliar to some. But you know what? Hiding inside those tiny seeds is one of the most powerful sources of nutrients for prostate health and male vitality after 50. One of my patients, around 58 years old, once confided in me, "I don't feel like myself anymore." He didn't have any major illness, but he felt tired, had low drive, and started worrying about his performance and energy as a man. I asked him, "Have you ever tried changing the little things, like what you eat?" And that's when I introduced him to the pomegranate. Not as some miracle cure, but as a long-term companion for a body that's entering its true maturity. Pomegranate is rich in polyphenol and ellagic acid, powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant compounds. They help reduce oxidative stress in prostate tissue, which can lower the risk of chronic inflammation and naturally support male function. It also helps regulate testosterone and boost blood flow, two crucial factors for sexual and overall health in men. And I always remind my patients, sexual health isn't about performance. It's about vitality, that subtle life force that helps a man feel whole. There are many ways to enjoy pomegranate. Chew the seeds, sprinkle them on yogurt, toss them in a salad, or drink fresh, unsweetened juice. The taste is a little tart, a little sweet, but it's the light, clear feeling afterward that's truly worth it. Have you ever felt like you were slowly losing a part of yourself? Not loud, not dramatic. Just one day, you don't feel as strong, as grounded as you once did? If so, then don't overlook the little things, like a simple pomegranate. Because sometimes, healing starts with the most ordinary of choices. Dear friend, sometimes people think that taking care of their health, especially prostate health, requires something big, expensive medications, complicated treatments, changing their entire lifestyle overnight. But the truth is, it doesn't have to be that way. I believe that taking care of your prostate, just like taking care of yourself, doesn't need to be complicated. It doesn't begin with a prescription. It starts with a choice of what you eat today, a choice to listen to your body just a little more, a choice to slow down and look at yourself in the mirror with more honesty and a little more kindness. Whether you're 55, 60, or 70, whether you're still feeling strong or starting to notice changes in your body, it's never too late to begin with small, steady changes. A ripe tomato, a few purple grapes, a glass of fresh pomegranate juice. They may seem ordinary, but when they become part of your daily routine, they lay a solid foundation for protecting your vitality, immunity, and freedom as you age. Have you ever looked back and asked yourself, have I truly taken care of this body? If not, then today, right after this video ends, start with one simple choice, just one small thing, but do it with awareness and with gratitude. So, which fruit will you start with today? Will it be the tomato, the one sitting in your kitchen that you've never really paid attention to? Will it be those purple grapes or a cool glass of deep red pomegranate juice in the morning? I'd truly love to hear your answer. Leave a comment below. Tell me which fruit you enjoy most and whether you've ever noticed any real changes from your diet. And if you found today's video helpful, I think you'll also love the next one, where I'll be sharing a few bedtime habits that may silently affect your prostate health and the quality of your sleep. You might be surprised how many seemingly harmless things could be wearing your body down over time. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so that each week you'll get something new, gentle, and truly helpful for your health after 50. And if you've made it all the way to this point in the video, I know you're someone who takes your health seriously. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next video, where health isn't just knowledge, it's understanding and connection.